In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on April 19, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New York Yankees versus Tampa Bay Rays. The New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays are squaring off this Saturday at George M. Steinbrenner Field in another round of MLB action. While the Yankees get to call this ballpark home during spring training, the Rays will be the ones with the home field edge this time around. This series got rolling with a 6-3 win by the Yankees, who came in swinging and took care of business on the road. When you look at the starting pitching matchup, things definitely tilt in Tampa Bay's favor. Shane Baz has been rock solid, only giving up 3 runs over the course of his 3 outings so far. On the flip side, Carlos Carrasco hasn't had the same luck, getting tagged with at least 3 runs in each of 3 different starts. The Rays hitters should be able to take advantage and knock a few balls out of the park before Carrasco even gets a chance to settle in. Meanwhile, Baz has the kind of strikeout stuff that can keep the Yankees' dangerous lineup in check. By the time New York gets its offense going, it could be too late to close the gap. As our first pick for this matchup, to the Tampa Bay Rays money line is our full game side pick. Carlos Carrasco may be coming off his sharpest outing of the season, and Shane Baz has been dealing right from the get-go, so both arms look set up to pitch well here. The bullpens have also been solid this year, with the Yankees ranking 6th in all of baseball with a bullpen earned run average of 3.62, and the Rays not far behind at 10th with a 3.73 earned run average from their relievers. Considering this is a day game that follows a night game, the conditions seem ripe for a slower-paced, lower-scoring contest. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. San Diego Padres versus Houston Astros. The Major League Baseball schedule rolls on this Saturday, and one of the more intriguing matchups features an interleague meeting between the San Diego Padres and the Houston Astros. Both teams are in very different spots right now, and this game could say a lot about where each club is heading as the season heats up. San Diego has been on a solid tier recently, coming out on top in 6 of their last 7 contests. On the other hand, Houston has dropped 4 of their last 7, and they're still trying to find consistency. The Padres come into this one with an advantage, especially considering how well they've hit against right-handed pitching. Wisniewski hasn't looked sharp lately. He's been tagged for 8 earned runs over his last 3 starts. He also struggled the last time he faced the Padres, giving up 3 runs. It's hard to imagine he keeps them quiet this time around. Houston doesn't have the same punch against right-handed pitchers, which puts them at a disadvantage here. San Diego starter Michael King has been dialed in lately, only giving up 3 runs in his last 3 outings. He also handled the Astros fairly well in his last go against them, surrendering just 2 runs. If he keeps pitching like that, Houston's bats will have a tough time getting anything going. This really feels like a perfect spot for San Diego to bounce back after a rare loss. Honestly, I'm a little surprised the odds are this close. Given how shaky Houston has been this year, I figured San Diego would be bigger favorites. Somewhere around minus 150 wouldn't have surprised me, but we're getting a tighter line, which makes the value on the Padres even better. San Diego's current lineup has done damage against Wisniewski before, putting up a .303, .343, and .485 slash line over 33 at-bats. Offensively, they've been one of the league's most dangerous teams. They're ranked 9th in runs per game, 1st in team batting average, and 4th in OPS. With numbers like that, this lineup should have no trouble putting some runs on the board, especially if King gives them a solid outing like he's been doing. Friday's series opener didn't go their way, but Michael King gives the Padres a real shot to turn things around. Right now, he might actually be the most reliable arm in the Padres rotation. Compared to Hayden Wisniewski, who's mostly filled in as a spot starter throughout his career, King just feels more dependable. If I were an Astros fan, I wouldn't feel great about Wisniewski being the guy on the hill. This feels like the kind of spot where San Diego picks themselves up and grabs the win on the road at a solid number. As our first pick for this matchup, the San Diego Padres money line is our full game side pick. When it comes to the total, both teams have trended toward the under lately. The Padres have gone under in 4 of their last 5 games, and the Astros have done the same in their last 2. San Diego is averaging 4.63 runs per game overall and 5 over their last 3, but they've got a tough bullpen to deal with in this one. Houston's relievers rank 4th in the league. The Padres are hitting .289 against righties, and while they've seen Wisniewski before, he's only given up 5 runs total in his last 2 outings and 3 in his most recent game against them. Houston's bullpen should be able to limit any breakout performance from San Diego here. As for the Astros, their offense has been stuck in neutral. They're averaging just 3.67 runs per game this season, and in their last 3, they've only managed 2 per contest. They're batting just .226 against right-handers, and they'll be facing a pitcher who's allowed only 3 runs over his last 3 games. Not to mention, he's backed up by the best bullpen in baseball. These teams also played under the total in each of their last 3 matchups, and with both offenses likely to be held in check again, that trend should continue. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Athletics versus Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers, currently sitting at 10-9 on the season, will welcome the Athletics, who hold a 9-10 record, for the second game of their 3-game set at American Family Field on April 19th. With both squads hovering right around the .500 mark in these early weeks, this game sets up to showcase 2 very different approaches on the mound and could give us a good read on where each team is trending. Even though Patrick is just getting started in the big leagues, his unfamiliarity actually works in the Brewers' favor this time. The Athletics haven't faced him before, and that element of surprise plays right into Milwaukee's hands. On the flip side, the Brewers lineup has had plenty of success against Severino in the past, carrying a combined .344 batting average into this one. That's the kind of stat you can't ignore when looking at how this might shake out. At the moment, it's hard not to ride with Chad Patrick. He's been throwing well and bringing some real grit to the mound, even though his last outing didn't last as long as his earlier starts. That said, he still looks sharp overall and hasn't been letting opposing teams light up the scoreboard. The Athletics are putting up an average of 4.63 runs a game, but Patrick doesn't seem too concerned with stats. He's just shutting guys down. Meanwhile, Severino has had a rough go of it lately, looking shaky in 2 of his last 3 starts. All signs are pointing to the Brewers having a much easier time here. With their ability to generate runs using both their speed and long ball, I see them getting the job done in this one. Looking at the totals, Milwaukee has hit the under in 5 of their 8 games as home favorites so far. The Athletics, when playing on the road, has split things more evenly, with 3 games going over, 4 staying under, and 3 landing as pushes. Historically, when these 2 teams square off, the under has hit in 7 of their last 10 matchups. Even though both clubs seem to be leaning more into their offense this year, I think we'll see the Brewers' young arm do enough to keep things from getting out of hand. The A's just won't have enough juice in their bats, and while it should stay close, I don't expect a shootout. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Twins versus Atlanta Braves. The Minnesota Twins, holding a 7-12 record, are set to keep their 3-game series going on Saturday against the Atlanta Braves, who currently sit at 5-13. Neither team is off to a hot start, but they're both looking to get something going here in the early part of the season. Since the beginning of 2023, the Braves have had the Twins' number, winning all 7 matchups. If you look back even further to the last 10 games these teams have played since 2019, Atlanta has won 9 of those, including every game that's been played at home. That track record gives the Braves a strong historical edge. On top of that, they'll have veteran left-hander Chris Sale on the mound, who, despite his rocky season so far, brings a ton of big league experience. Neither starting pitcher has been dominant this year, but Atlanta's bats woke up in Friday's opener, which could carry over here. While both teams are struggling to stay afloat in the standings, Atlanta might be catching some rhythm, especially after pulling off a comeback win in Game 1. The Braves are sitting at 4-2 in home games so far, while the Twins have stumbled to a 3-8 record on the road. Minnesota hands the ball to Woods Richardson, who has been decent in spots, allowing 2 or fewer earned runs in 2 of his 3 starts. The issue is he doesn't tend to pitch deep into games. Sale, on the other hand, has had to face a tough schedule so far, including teams like the Dodgers, Phillies, and Padres. This could be the spot where he finds his groove again. As our first pick for this matchup, the Atlanta Braves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. When these 2 clubs Cubs met last year, they combined for 36 total runs across 3 games. With Friday's opener already producing 10 runs, there's reason to believe another offensive outing could be on the horizon for both sides. Looking at recent trends, the Twins have seen the total go over in 4 of their last 10 games, and in 5 of those contests, their pitching staff gave up 5 or more runs. The Braves, meanwhile, have hit the over in 6 of their past 10 games, with an average of 9 combined runs showing up on the scoreboard in that span. This game has all the makings of another one that could get away from the pitchers. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. San Francisco Giants versus Los Angeles Angels. The MLB action keeps rolling into Saturday, April 19, 2025, and we've got a cross-league battle lined up at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California. It's the kind of matchup that always brings a little extra juice, American League versus National League, with both squads looking to make something happen. The Angels managed to snap out of their funk in the opening game of this series, breaking a 4-game skid by knocking off the Giants. San Francisco, meanwhile, has now dropped 2 straight and 3 of their last 4 overall. Despite the win, the Angels only managed to play 2 runs in Game 1 and have scored just 9 runs total over their past 5 contests. As for the pitching side of things, Roop coughed up a season-high 4 earned runs his last time out, though his offense picked him up in a 10-4 win. Hendricks didn't fare much better in his previous outing, surrendering 5 earned runs, his worst showing so far, after a pair of solid starts before that. When it comes to Landon Roop, I've got to say, the guy's been catching some bad breaks. He's actually thrown the ball well more often than not, but some unlucky bounces have inflated his earned run average. The strikeout numbers are still solid, so I think he'll be alright moving forward. The Angels did manage to squeak out a win, but with how cold their bats have been, it's tough to feel confident backing them right now. I think the Giants have the edge in this one and can come through with a bounce-back win. As our first pick for this matchup, the San Francisco Giants money line is our full game side pick. Neither Landon Roop nor Kyle Hendricks are top-tier guys on the mound, and to be honest, the Angels bullpen isn't doing them any favors either. Over the past 10 days, the Angels relievers have been getting knocked around, putting up a rough 6.31 earned run average with a 1.6 WHIP and allowing nearly 2.5 home runs per 9 innings. On the flip side, the Giants bullpen has been one of the stronger groups in the league early this season. Still, it's a big ask for Roop to completely shut the Angels down, even with their hitting issues. The home team will likely get some runs across, and I don't see this one staying low scoring. Considering how both of these lineups have handled right-handed pitching, and with the run total set at 8.5, this one feels like it's got the makings of a slugfest. I expect some crooked numbers on the board and a game that pushes well past that total. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.